Hello there. Once again, it's Anton from Anton Obey. Thank you for stopping by the collection room. It is under deconstruction right now. It's kind of a mess everywhere. I've been kind of reorganizing figures and comics. And even though I love having my comics up on the walls like this, it's very difficult to get through them and find what I'm looking for. And anyway, as I was reorganizing, I came across this mini-series. This is Sword of the Atom, issue 1 through 4. I did not know I had this. I'm not even sure what it is. I know it's DC, and I know it's the Atom. I don't know why he has a sword, and I don't know much about the Atom in general. So I thought I would just take a look at him. It is a mini-series. I got the whole thing, which is pretty cool. And this is from, let's see, 1983. So I would have been 2 years old when this came out. That's a cool splash page. She's looking great. The Atom's looking cool. Very 80s looking art. Looks good to me. Let's see. It's kind of hard to, whenever you just grab a book that you've never looked at to try and figure out kind of what's going on with it. These are some really nicely done panels. Remco, ATA. I am not sure what all that is. That must be like Little Green Army Men would be my guess, is what the Remco stuff is. Yeah, 80s comics just have a certain look to them. I appreciate Alpha Flights from this same era, which I of course have covered. Bubble Yum ad. I do not know what the Atom's powers are, except that I'm pretty sure he can turn small, hence what I'm seeing now. But as far as anything more than that, I'm not sure what degree of strength he has while small or anything like that. Wow, he is landing in a jungle and there's other small people. Very small. Snakes are bad. They're yellow. Okay. So this looks kind of like a, obviously fell out of a plane, crashed in the middle of this nowhere jungle thing, and he's surrounded by people who are also very small, but very yellow. That's interesting. And yeah, this is like a hero crashed in the jungle, surviving in the extreme. I wonder why he doesn't just get large and kind of leave all this behind. Just kind of cool golden skinned people. Ad for Vigilante. Oh dear, rats. Once again, I'm not sure, like I said, I don't know his power level, so I don't know why he can't just enlarge or get out of this. Well, these are newsprint, and they are old, and they are a little bit flimsy. They're in excellent shape, but they are a floppy book. I like this cover, though. I don't know why he has a sword. And I'm sure, I'm sure there's an Atom fan out there who's just like cringing, like, why don't you know this? I'm like, because I have never read a single Atom comic in my life, and I am not much of a DC guy, period. Edited by Dick Goriando. Colors by Tom Zioku, something like that. I would say that for not knowing a character, this whole premise does speak to me a lot. I love Jungle Girl titles. I love any sort of, well, yeah, Jungle Girl titles, and that's always involves somebody getting stuck on in an ancient lost world, or stuck in a jungle, or stuck in a different plane of existence that's you know, more primitive or whatever. A savage land, if you will. So, I mean, the premise of this is very interesting to me. Star Frontiers, that's an interesting ad. But it is just an ad. The pages are a little bit faded, but for 1983, for probably never spending any time at all in a bag or a backboard, this is as bad as it gets. And the thing is this probably wasn't that sharp to begin with. I've come across a lot of old comics that kind of all just have this kind of not, I mean, it's still clear, but there's definitely like some fading involved, and it just seems to have like blended or bled a little bit, and they're not as crisp as they once were. And that's okay. I mean, this also, yeah, reminds me of the Warlord. He's a man from the modern era, stuck in a different time zone. I sensed a little bit of that going on with this Adam story. I'm not sure why he's staying small. I feel like that would just be like super obvious, but maybe something with this place is dampening his powers. That's usually what happens in these kind of scenarios. Looks like he's got his sword going on now, so now it can finally live up to the name, Sword of the Atom. And it's just a big alligator. And boy, these people are a strange, tangy yellow color. I wonder if they're supposed to be golden, but it's maybe like faded a little bit, because it just seems a little bit, I don't know, it's an odd color. It's like it's not quite yellow. Just like a very pale, bright yellow. Man, I just keep thinking of like more different stories. I think there was at least like 4 different episodes of the Rescue Rangers where they got marooned on different islands or different valleys or different countries where they had to live and survive. And I think of the Rescue Rangers at this point because obviously of this guy's size. He's very small. He's riding bullfrogs and things like that. And that was a key element to the different versions, or the different versions of this story with like the Rescue Rangers and stuff. Not that I would normally draw a comparison to the Atom to Rescue Rangers, but in this particular breed of story, yeah, just a little bit. Plus, I mean, you got rats on that cover, and that made me think of the Pirates Under the Sea. Now I'm really diving deep into the Rescue Rangers. And this alligator is also another element to the Piracy Under the Sea, and the time that they ran into the pirates on that island, and the time that they ran into that songbird in Asia. They were trapped in a valley for a while. Yeah. Okay, I love Rescue Rangers, I'm not gonna lie. But this is not about Rescue Rangers. This is totally about Sword of the Atom, which I know nothing about, and I am literally just discovered I had. So yeah, apologies for that. It does look like an interesting story. I will have to give you that about all of it. You can tell the character is not where he's normally at. He's out of his element. He's making do with where he's at. Very popular theme for a lot of movies. Actually, come to think of it, there's a lot of 80s warrior movies where somebody from the modern era gets sucked into the warrior realm of some different dimension or plane of existence. Or it could be like He-Man, which was terrible because it sucked, the cool guy from the cool dimension into our lame dimension, and then we just spent 2 hours with Courtney Cox. Nobody wants that. Nobody. Yellow people, golden people, and they all seem to have kind of red eyes. It's not a good look. I don't know. I would think if you're all going to be yellow, give him a different color eye than red. It looks kind of creepy. That's not good. Still, the page movement is good. The art is good. I'm liking all of the art. That's one thing, is like, this looks really, really well done. I'm not familiar with too many artists who worked on DC, so it's hard for me to really like rave and go, oh, this guy worked on this, or I recognize this art from another book, because I do not recognize it at all. But it is what it is. It looks good. Looks like our story's concluded. He is back to where he was. Back to this woman. Looked like she was cheating on him when he was gone. Maybe I'm wrong. And speaking of Masters of the Universe, there they are. Anyway, Kool-Aid Man, the video game. I didn't know they made a video game. Kool-Aid was invented in Hastings, Nebraska. Little known fact. He used to live there. All right, well, that is The Sword of Adam miniseries by Gil Kane and Jan Strnad. How do you pronounce that? Strnad? I thought it was just like a misspelled strand. And it only gets the heading on the... It skips it on the first one, gets it on the rest of them. Interesting book. I'm going to keep it on the rat page for the last one because I thought that was the coolest cover. Anyway, as you can tell, I know nothing about it, but I was fascinated by it. So thank you guys for watching and tuning in for that. If you know something more about it that you feel like sharing, drop it in the comments. If you're a big Adam fan, yeah, I know nothing about him. Maybe I should look that up. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. That's my story. I will catch you guys later. Bye.